All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back. And today I have a day. I'm going to be filming like 4 to 5 videos for y'all, which is going to be insane. We're doing an AWE exhaust. We're doing CV Fab downpipes, which I've done numerous times and haven't filmed yet. And people have been asking me for a downpipe video. We're going to be doing spark plugs, and we're also going to be doing a little something from Brett. This is a trans mount bushing insert to help with the slot from the trans mount. We'll be installing that later today. And if we have time, we'll get around to my Nostrum high pressure fuel pump, but we'll see, guys. So it's gonna be a long day. Stick with me. I'm gonna do all separate videos, right? Just to help it for like when people are looking for a specific part, they can find it versus having to find like one long hour-long video and then have to find where I installed that certain part. So it's gonna be broken up all into separate videos, which is gonna be a little tough. My phone might die, but y'all just stay with me, guys. We're gonna get it all handled. The guy that's coming for the AWE exhaust and CV Fab downpipes is actually driving in all the way from Mississippi, guys, an 8-hour drive, just for me to install the parts on his Explorer, which is truly an honor. I mean, like, that people want to drive that far for me to work on their Explorer is just awesome. It's mind-blowing, it's baffling, like, and I'm stoked. Like, I'm excited that people want me to work on their Explorers that bad. Yeah, it makes me giddy almost, you know, like. But I got my buddy Ryan coming over with a wide body Mustang. He's going to be my helper for the day, help me get all these projects knocked out a little bit quicker, and possibly be my film guy to also help give y'all a better representation of what's going on, and also where I don't have to keep like, oh, let me put y'all down, let me put y'all down. Give y'all better videos, because my last one, I was filming this way, and I know I messed up. So I had to zoom in and make it all, but we're going to film it properly, and I got you guys. So, but we're going to start right now with our spark plugs. What I'm going to start with first is spark plugs, and this is going to be before Ryan. Ryan might show up midway through when we're doing these because he should be on the way already. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. They're pretty difficult to reach. I've done them. It's been about a year. Not on mine. I did them on my customer's car. But we're going one step colder. We got these from ZFG Racing. There is the part number. It is a 95605 from NGK. It's one step colder again. All right, guys, I'm not going to lie. Having an electric ratchet helps big time on this install, just because you're doing a lot of reaching and whatnot, and having to do this a bunch of times sucks. But I'm just going to show y'all where they're located. You have one, you have two, and then you're going to have your third one way back here. This is really, really tough to see. You have your first one right down here under all this wire loom, and then your third one is going to be back here, and your second one is hiding right under here, right? So we got to get a lot of this wire off and whatnot. So what I like to do is unbolt this 10mm and this 10mm to get this loose and up out of the way. Again, guys, there's just not much room back here. And we're gonna work with what we got, you know? Oh God, it's stuck. There we go. All right, whatever, socket, and that came off. Good thing Ford made this handy dandy tool holder or nut holder up here. Little sun visor. And go ahead and get this one off. I'm gonna stop before I get too high. All right, now this should be loose, and you're able to move it back and forth and out of the way as you need. We're gonna start with the ones in the way back because those are the harder ones. So when you're looking back here, again, guys, this isn't not the easiest to do, okay? Luckily, mine's lowered and I'm tall. So you're gonna have these little wire looms that basically just hold on to these. You're gonna just try to pry up. Let me go get my little pry tool, I'll show y'all. You'll just push up on them and they'll come off. So if you have something like this is like a trim tool, but it could also be used as this, which works great for these. You'll come up in here, you go underneath all this wire loom and try to get it there to just then pop it up. Let me see. Stay with me, guys, stay with me. So he's gonna try to fight me, watch. There we go, boom. Pop that one off. I'm gonna make my way to the back one and pop that one off. Go ahead and pop this front one off right here while we're up here. nice and easy. You could use a flathead screwdriver too. It works, but I like this because it pushes on it evenly. It makes it a little bit easier. Again, guys, I know this is not easy, especially if you have fat ass hands like I do, but we're gonna get that off. I'm gonna do it off camera, that way I don't see me just freaking wiggling around and I'm trying to hold the camera here for y'all. I'm gonna get my little tripod and set y'all up in here. Y'all really won't be able to see it anyway, because again, it's back up in here. There it is. You can see it right through, right there. You can see the tip of it. Again, it's a wiring and hose clusterfuck in these engine bays. It gives a lot of people anxiety, including me. Don't think I'm immune to this anxiety that these engine bays give people. And then also, you're gonna have like a lot of wire loom wrap and stuff. To get these off, you have these white clips. You're just gonna pull like that, and then you should be able to pull these off just like so. A lot of people cut the wire loom and whatnot, and you can, but it's not necessary. Same with this one. Pop that one back. You're gonna squeeze it and pull off. Oh, I don't know what that was. It was loud. But we got those two unplugged. Again, these are the easier ones because they're right here in the front. This back one's a little bit of a pain, but we can still reach it. We can reach back here, clip it, and slide it off. Boom. Now we just got to work on getting that thing off of the actual nut, so we can go ahead and get this boot out of there and then get the spark plugs out. All right, guys, so we ended up getting it. I had to bring out my little longer trim tool to actually get some leverage back there. But again, you got your 3 boots here, and it's going to be held on with 8mm screws. You're going to need a deep socket, or you could use a 5/16. Slides right onto them, and then you can just sit there and ratchet it off. Again, having a speed ratchet or electric ratchet helps big time. So we're going to go ahead and loosen those 3, boom, boom, and then the one back in the back, which I'm going to use a slight extension just to get past these hoses and get it from up here versus trying to go underneath it with the electric ratchet. And when you have them all 3 unplugged like that and all 3 unbolted, you're just gonna grab your boot and you're gonna pull up. Again, you're gonna have a lot of wires and stuff in the way, so just maneuver stuff out of the way the best you can and pull up, and there's your boot. You're gonna get the other 2 boots out real quick. We're gonna keep these in order just for fuck's sakes. And then we're gonna go down and get our spark plugs out of each hole after I get all 3 boots off. I also would like to state I did disconnect this right here from here, just to make it that much easier. What are you doing out here, dude? You just hanging out, daddy? Yeah. All right, well, go get some shoes on, it's wet. We're gonna get the rest of the boots out, and I might go ahead and take out my dipstick too, because this gets in the way, honestly. And we're just going to gently set that up there. I know there's oil on it, we'll wipe it down. But again, that clears up a lot of room here for y'all as well to get up in here and get these other boots out. Just like so, and these boots are flexible, just so y'all know. So don't be worried about flexing them. And that back one is going to be fun. It always is. Because again, there's just not much room here, guys, to get your hand up in here. Especially if you have big hands. And then most of the people that have dainty hands aren't strong enough to pull them out. There we go. Here, break the seal. We're just going to pull, and boop. 3rd boot out. Let's go get our spark plug tool and get down there and get our spark plugs. All right, guys, so I got this one out, which is the front one. Yeah, you can see, let's see if it'll focus. It's actually normal. Come on, dang, focus. It's normal. So it is pretty obviously used, but nothing too crazy to be concerned with. These do come pre-gapped, but we will always check the gap. We have a little gap tool. Adam recommends a 0.28. Literally says it right here on the packing slip, which is cool. Oh, forgot to tell y'all. You're going to be using a 5/8 socket here. They have spark plug sockets. This one does have a little rubber piece in it, which helps grab the spark plug when it's down there, so you can just pull it out and then pull it out of here versus having to try to fish it out of the cylinders. And we'll just slide that right up in there, get it on there. Go and get our little ratchet here, just because I really don't like using a speed ratchet for spark plugs. There we go. Now it's coming out. We got this one here. Let's see if it'll focus. Focus. Maybe not. Maybe so. There we go. This one doesn't look too bad either, so. Got 2 out of the 3. Now we're gonna go back for that 3rd one. See if we can't slide this up in here some way. I might have to make this into pieces, break it up. We're gonna slide the socket down in there, just drop the socket down in there, like so. We're gonna snake our extension up in there, like so. Click our extension down on there, and it's sitting on the spark plug. And now we can get it loose. So I'm gonna put my ratchet back here. Again, I'm not gonna film this just because you can't see it, but my finger's reaching it, and we'll be good to go. So I've been using this long one. What I did is I went ahead and got a little bit of a shorter one in this one to kind of like take up some room. That way it's a little bit closer down there, make it a little bit easier to like actually fit up in here and get my hand on stuff. So we got the socket, and then you can see that this actually sits just right outside of the cylinder right here, just right above it, perfect height. That way we're not like way up here into here, and we got plenty of room to like actually extract the spark plug. And the reason this is in multiple pieces and 2 small ones is because when you're coming up, you're gonna be in the way of this if you have too long of an extension. So you gotta be able to break it off to be able to get this properly out of there. So, yep, got the 3 out of here. We're going to slide all 3 of those in there. And then again, we're just gonna put this side back together and park it in the street, and we'll do the other side later today. All right, guys, it's been a couple days. I know you're like, oh, what a slacker, but the guy showed up. We did downpipes and exhaust. It's been hot here. I had a couple lazy days, you know, replying to a bunch of comments on social media and whatnot, and all the DMs and stuff I get. So y'all just be bear with me. But now we're gonna move on to the passenger side. We're not got the passenger side. Everybody says the passenger side is easier. I slightly agree. There is still a bunch of shit that's in your way. So I'm gonna show y'all exactly what y'all have to do to take all this stuff out. So we're gonna come over here. Oh, and everybody, I did change out this. I've had this for a while from Cody Ball. Finally got around to installing it. I actually really like it. Didn't think I'd like it more than my FinFab one, but I really like it because it's the white ST and I'm a sucker for carbon fiber anyway. So, but here we go. I don't know if he's still selling these. But anyway, besides the point. We're gonna have our first one. Our first one is going to be right under here. I mean, you can see it. It's down in here. And your other 2 are gonna be under here. So again, we're gonna loosen this up. Those 2 10mm are loose, and we're just gonna take this foam piece off. And then from there, you can see those 2. And this foam piece really just covers up your high pressure fuel pump. It is not a complete necessity, in my opinion. Now, taking this off, you will get a little bit more ticking noise, but that's just because this does kind of sound deaden the high pressure fuel pump up just a smidge. To me, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna leave mine off because again, we're gonna be installing the Nostrum high pressure fuel pump that I have here in the garage. So we're just gonna take it off and leave it off, and it's gonna give us access to the other 2 coil packs and the spark plugs. And once we get that off, it is easier to get to everything. You'll be able to see the coil plugs and whatnot a lot easier. So we're gonna go ahead and rip this off.
I'm gonna do it off camera just because you got to get up in here with 2 hands and it's a lot easier than me shaking my camera around like that for y'all. Some people say you got to screw. I really think that's just kind of hold it in place. I haven't ever seen a screw on one, but if you have a screw on there, take the screw off, or the nut, you know, not a big deal. And so this is the downside, but again, I was not worried about saving this because I knew I was going to take it off and leave it off. You could rip it, but if you feel more comfortable leaving it on, put it back on, take it off a lot more carefully, but be careful because it is fragile and it does rip pretty easy. It's not very thick foam, as you can see. So but with this loose and whatnot, we can see these 2 spark plug boots back here, and then you can see this other one that is right here. And so again, we're gonna get our little trim tool because you can see that they have the wiring harness kind of up on all those screws. Pop all those off, and then we're gonna disconnect all these, and then we're gonna get our, what was it, a 7 or an 8 millimeter? I'll be back with the size for sure, and get those boots out, get the spark plugs out, and be done with our spark plugs. All right, guys, so back up in here, you can see where the harness attaches here. I also went ahead and undid my catch can hose just to give me a little bit extra wiggle room in here. Not a big deal if you have a catch can like I do. Literally just push this and pull that off. Quick, easy. You can see we got the 1 bolt back here, other one here, and the 3rd and final one right here. And we're using my electric ratchet, and this is either an 8 millimeter or a 5/16, whichever one you have. So let's get her done. All right, guys, so it's actually really easy to reach all 3 of these. You know, with just literally this. That's all I did. Got all 3 of them out, and so let's get all 3 of these spark plugs out now. This side is, I'm not gonna lie, a lot easier than the driver's side, but both not bad overall. Hour start to finish while being filmed, especially after I wrap these up. Should not take long. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna take these out. We're gonna go get our spark plug tool, and then I'll show y'all, because these, we might need a couple of these. I grabbed like all my little, you know, extensions and whatnot. So we're gonna get our tool that we need to get. And again, we got our 5/8 here with a little rubber insert. Get these out. So we're just gonna do this for now. 1 extension. Oh my God. And slide that right down into number 1. And we lost it, so we're gonna have to add 2 extensions just to get this stick out. And there we go. Sorry for my camera work, guys, but there you go. Obviously, lefty loosey, righty tighty. We'll get that one out. Check them compared to our 3 new ones. And see how all 3 of these look. It'll pretty much be the same thing for these other 2 back here. Give or take an extension or 2. I think I'll be able to get to them all with just that 1 extension, because that comes up a little bit past the actual valve cover. I will tell y'all this though, doing a valve cover on this car would suck. Absolutely suck. But luckily, Fords are pretty decent with their valve cover, yes, especially the newer cars, so we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, and having like 3 of these is kind of ideal because you can just take them apart as needed to help feed in there. And Ken Boyle actually did a really good video over these spark plugs. Now, however, you don't have to undo your tape, you know, like a lot of people tend to do. You can still get off these plugs without tape. Tape's just kind of there to hold the wire in place. Doesn't actually affect the plug function. So yeah, so just having a bunch of these is really convenient because you can take them apart, shove the socket and that down in there, and then connect that, and then if you need the 3rd one, it's there for you. There's our plugs starting from the front all the way to the back. Again, nothing crazy, look like normal worn plugs, and we're gonna replace them. So let's get these new ones in, put everything back in reverse, and go let her rip. All right, guys, all 3 spark plugs are in there. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our spark plug boots back in there, tighten those down, put the harness back in place, and then we're all good. Plug this back in. I'm gonna go ahead and check this while I'm under here. Mine as well. And yeah, spark plug's done. Easy as that.
All right, guys, and that wraps it up for the spark plug video on the Explorer. As always, I really, truly hope this video helps y'all out. Having the right tools in this situation is the biggest help here, like having an electric ratchet or the speed ratchet like I had. Tremendously helps the job go much smoother, much more efficient. And just another thing, 3,600 subscribers on my YouTube channel. That's insane, guys. I didn't ever think I would grow to this point or be at this point. And so to have the support that y'all show me, not only on my YouTube channel, but on my website, HoustonSpeedFreaks.com. I can't thank y'all enough, guys. It's truly heartwarming to know that people enjoy my content and what I put out that much more. And I really hope, again, that these videos help. That's my biggest aim, is to help people save money by doing their own mods and then give you a little bit of appreciation, right? Because you doing your own mods, you're gonna feel warm and fuzzy, especially when it goes right. Now, I understand mods can be frustrating, maintenance can be frustrating, working on cars in general can be frustrating, but getting the job done yourself with your own tools in your own garage and saving money and doing it yourself just gives you that good self-accomplishment. Like, right, you did it, you built that thing, you worked on it. It's still on the road because of you. So anyway, guys, I thank you all. We got much more content coming out. Love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe, and until the next one.